All right, welcome to the podcast. I'm John.
I'm Lizzie.
And this is Harry Potter and the First Time Readers.
Woo! Second time.
Second time reader,
We're
John.
so close to the end.
I know.
We're just gonna mess up on the very last.
I can't wait. We're
podcast.
I'm gonna get used to it and figure it out, and then all of a sudden we're gonna have to change. And
No,
we're gonna
because then you'll be saying the fellowship.
Yeah,
and
fellowship
it'll
of the
roll
First Time
off the
Readers.
tongue.
Yep.
Second time.
So annoying.
It's actually insulting because insulting my memory.
It's like it's the first time for you. Come on. All right.
I've been obliviated.
I know. Seriously. Did I ever tell you
That you obliviated me.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Did I ever tell you that if I
scheme.
would when people ask me the question, I mean I don't get this question really ever anymore. But when people ask me what superpower would you want? Have I ever told you my answer for that?
That you would reread books for the first time.
Have the superpower where I could flip it on and off. Wow, you know so much about me.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think that's such a unique answer. I've never heard anyone do that.
Everyone's like flying, teleporting, being invisible. Reading books and watching movies and listening to music that I love as if for the first time again. That'd be such a good one.
Yeah.
Like you get to experience life, but like I would want to turn it on and off. Because some movies are like comfort movies.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to some people at the dog park this morning and I was talking about the movie Moneyball. And I was like, that is the most comfort movie for me. I'll flip that on any time. And it's just like, I love it so much. But it'd be fun to watch for the first time again.
Yeah.
Some great movies out there.
Yeah, turning it on and off would be nice because then sometimes you want to watch it again and again and again.
You need that comfort movie. What's the last movie that made you cry? Do you cry during movies?
I do. Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
The last one. I was in the theater like silently. I was literally like, I had like my sweatshirt over my mouth.
You get one of those where you're like,
yeah. That was so bad. Like literally the last 30 minutes of the movie was just like tears the entire time.
Back, yeah.
From the moment the ring, I forget what. Is like the ring. No, that was like way too early. I forget what started it, but once I started, I couldn't stop. And then, we were having a moment. It's crazy.
I remember the first time I saw that, the waterworks were just welling up. Every one of like the 5 ending scenes, I was like getting closer and closer to the point where as soon as they started sailing off, then I was like,
oh, I'm gone. The first time I watched it, like that was only my second time watching it.
Yeah.
So then for it to be in theaters was like really cool too. But the first time I watched it, I was a wreck. Second time, equally a wreck because I was like getting hit with all this new like understanding of what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
They're brutal. They're killers. All right, back to Harry Potter. On chapter 13, the Muggle-born Registration Commission. Can you give me a summary of this one? I'll help you give some summaries.
Yeah, once again, I've just read these. I couldn't sleep last night and I was like, maybe I should use this time to like think about the questions of the book. And then I'm laying in bed, I'm like, open at the close. Open at the close. I was like, what's the sword doing? But I had no new insights actually. So, oh well. But chapter 13 is in the ministry.
Mm-hmm.
And we're learning about Umbridge's job and how they're like filtering out all the Muggle-borns and the half-breeds or half-bloods.
Yep.
And Harry, Ron, and Hermione are all polyjuiced up.
Yep.
And they're like going through there in disguise. And then there's a trial, and there's Dementors everywhere. And Patroni.
Patroni, yeah.
Patronuses.
I guess Patronuses, but Patroni sounds cooler.
It does sound cool. And then they just like barely escape, and then the chapter ends. Because it kind of all falls down at the end. They are getting caught, because then the person that they polyjuiced is like standing in front of them.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Then they go down the toilet, and that's it.
Yep. Go down the toilet.
It does all go down the toilet, actually.
This does, yeah. Metaphorically and physically, yeah. What did you think about Umbridge in this chapter?
It's classic Umbridge.
Vile, terrible woman.
Vile. Yeah, and I feel like she has a lot of job satisfaction and happiness too.
She gets glee out of this.
This makes it worse.
And shockingly, she is casting a Patronus,
I didn't even think about that.
which is kind of freaky.
Her little cat.
Like, what is her joy? Her joy is prosecuting people and doing this evil.
That's probably why it can last so long in that room, is because her joy is like in that moment.
Yeah, her joy is in that room, doing what she's doing. She loves it.
Yeah.
She's filthy. She's vile.
She is.
Oh my gosh.
Scum. And then the Mad Eye is in her door. She's like watching over them.
Yep.
Does she see through that? Or like that's a keyhole? Like
I guess it's like maybe like a keyhole, but maybe she has like a little like TV monitor on her desk. She pops up
Yeah.
and she can see outside. I feel like there's better uses you can have for that, to be honest.
I was thinking like carrying it around with you.
Yeah.
Like that would be more helpful.
Like I like your little idea, like wear it as a necklace and like have a little like, set of glasses that you can see out, or like pluck out. I'm surprised, to be completely honest, that Umbridge didn't pluck out her own
Honestly.
eye and pop it in. I feel like that's something she would do.
Did we say that off podcast, like making it a necklace and
so.
putting it in that triangle thing? Yeah. That would be a good idea. Like in Xenophilius's necklace, put that eyeball in the eyeball. Or whatever the circle is. I guess it's an eye. But yeah, I feel like magicking your own eye out could be pretty painless too.
Yeah, right. I feel like it wouldn't be that bad. I feel like you can like. I wonder actually if
she's too vain to like have a weird looking eye though.
Yeah, that's kind of true. But she's too vain. That's that. Yeah, that's a good point.
She can have a big bow that hangs over her eye. That would be crazy.
She's annoying because she definitely like thinks that she is stunning and beautiful and gorgeous and like she thinks very highly of herself.
I don't picture her like bad looking necessarily.
Really?
For all of the Toad like descriptions. I just picture her very short, very round, very pink and like fluffed out with doilies and glitter.
It's the worst.
But I just picture like a normal woman face, not like like the book that you have with the pictures.
She's like a little witch. She's like a little.
I know what she looks like in that, and that's I guess more accurate.
You're gonna like her in the movies then. In the movie, she's Imelda Staunton. She does great. Like everyone hates her so much in the movies because she's like, she takes a character and does something a little bit different with Umbridge and does fantastically, like really good. So I think you're gonna like her.
You can only look so Toad-like.
Yeah, I know.
As a normal human.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely like a mouth thing that I'm picturing being Toad-like, like downturned, but boils, a slight green tinge.
This is when they learn Harry is now named Undesirable Number 1. What do you think about all the changes that have happened in the Ministry of Magic?
It's all happening so fast.
Yeah.
And illegally.
Yeah, illegally. Yeah.
I don't know, like, what's the split of good people and bad people in the Ministry? Because it seems like there's a handful of good people, but I feel like the bad people are more powerful. Like, they're the judges.
Yeah.
They're the law writers.
They're the higher ups, yeah.
So then at that point, you're just, like, pushing against your superiors, which never really works out in your favor.
As a side note, if you are on the good side of this, either in Hogwarts or in the Ministry of Magic, what would you do? Would you get up and quit and leave, or would you fight the good fight, stick it out, and try to solve the problem from within?
I would stick it out for a while and try and do what I can, but then if I couldn't do anything legally, then I would stay in the Ministry and start doing good things illegally and slip people's paperwork and destroy files and stuff like that.
I thought you were gonna say slit people's throats.
Slip. Or what did I say?
Slip people's paperwork, which is
yeah.
I thought
when Harry was looking in that file, I was like, oh, surely he's just gonna destroy Mr. Weasley's file.
Right, he should have. It's
but
ridiculous that he didn't. I know.
And I guess maybe Mr. Weasley is pretty an obvious target. They're gonna notice when he's not around or his file's missing, or everybody just knows, oh yeah, undesirable number 1's always with the Weasleys. So that would be a telltale sign that somebody was messing.
But they don't have a digital system. You could just rip that sucker up and just be done with it.
And they mentioned something about Filch's cabinet again, and I was like, oh, I was reminded of Lupin looking at his file and maybe looking for the Marauders map. Do you remember that? And then
Yeah,
Bogart.
because he had Filch had quick spell there, and then he had all his other stuff, all the confiscated items.
Yeah. But then Lupin found the Bogart in his filing cabinet.
That's right. Yeah.
So then this was like another filing cabinet.
Filch just has heaps of filing cabinets, all with weird stuff in them.
Would you want to snoop around in there?
Yeah.
In the mystery magical things?
Yeah. Yes. That'd be so cool. The Department of Mysteries?
Yeah, but Filch's cabinet too, where he's like confiscating everything.
Filch has some weird stuff there. I'd be very, very like icky to like open a drawer because I'm like, okay, what am I gonna find in this drawer?
Yeah.
I would spend weeks in the room of requirement where they're like hiding stuff and where there's mounds and mounds of cool stuff there. I would love that. I would just like roam it the entire day and just try to find some cool stuff.
I feel like you would hide out there in general. Like you would go there after class.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And just like keep your stuff there.
Yeah. A few of my friends were dumpster divers when they were in college. So I went with them a few times and they found some great stuff. They found some cool stuff. One of my friends, I still don't know how he did it. It was like the adrenaline of the moment. It was one of the craziest things. We found a safe, like a sizable safe. I want to say like 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet, like a big chunky safe. Mm-hmm. And none of us knew, like we were in this like rooting around in this little dumpster. And my friend pulls it up and puts it over his head. Says, "I found a safe." And then he like gets off the dumpster and like puts it down. And then we had a hard time picking that safe up because it was so heavy. And we were all like, "Dave, how the heck did you pick this up and put this over your head?" And he tried to do it again and he couldn't do it. And he was like, "Dude, that must have been adrenaline. I thought we found like the mother lode in there." And it was open, like it was a dented safe and there was nothing in it, obviously. But we were like, it was so heavy. I was surprised that he was able to do that.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But yeah, Umbridge is able to cast a Patronus, which is disgusting. Like everything that they're doing in the Ministry is gross and it's happening too quick and everything seems illegal and it is. It's pretty terrible.
Hermione can't cast a Patronus though.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. Is all of her happiness like with her family and then like her parents don't love her, don't know her anymore?
That's a great point. Hermione's been through a lot. She probably can't conjure up enough happiness at this moment that she can cast a Patronus. It's probably something similar to like, because she hasn't done it in the last few pages, in this entire book, really. She's always had a slight difficulty casting a Patronus, I think. It's not like it doesn't come easy and naturally to her like it does Harry. But yeah, I would say maybe because she's obliviated her parents. She's like left the school that she loves. She's gone through a lot of stuff.
I don't feel like she has a big thing in her past though, like Neville.
Yeah, for sure.
Harry. And I never really was like, oh, she's depressed. But maybe she's just like so nose to the grindstone that she doesn't enjoy life.
Mm-hmm.
And then now she has like no happy memories because she's like not having fun necessarily. Or like her enjoyment is kind of like, I don't know, not very powerful. Like she's just having a good time with Ron and Harry, but it's like not enough to cast a Patronus. Because there's no spectacular Hermione moments other than like getting her grades and stuff. But I feel like you get that and you're like, good, I did my job.
Yeah.
It's not like a over the moon type of happiness.
Yeah, that's very true. And maybe school is like where she kind of completely found all of her identity wrapped up. Like she was able to excel in school. So now she's out in the real world. It's kind of hitting her a little harder. She's like, I don't have this thing I can fall back on and be the best at. I actually have to figure out stuff. She's still the best, but you're right. She's having an identity crisis right now. That's interesting. I never really thought about that. I always thought that she was just like in a dark place, almost like physically here, where she's like, the Dementors are chasing after her and she's just scared and stressed. I never really thought about the backstory for why she really can't.
I think Harry said she's always struggled with it too.
Yeah.
What is her Patronus? The otter?
Yeah, she's got an otter. And Ron is from Ottery St. Catchpole. So there you go. Look at that.
Otter's a cool one.
Yeah, Otter is a cool one.
Honestly, the cat's a cool one too.
Yeah. Except Umbridge is the worst. How she's able to like cast this Patronus is disgusting. It's awful.
Reprehensible.
Reprehensible.
As one might say.
Yep.
Conundrum.
Was Harry stupid for taking the eye?
I guess it turns out to be stupid that he gets the eye.
Would you have taken it?
Yeah. I don't know. I maybe would have like replaced it with something.
Okay.
Or put it in the back of my mind and said, I'll come back tomorrow after I like make another eyeball and do a little swap. But yeah, just removing somebody's prized possession of someone they killed. It's like, I don't know. Was Umbridge like the Death Eater that killed Moody?
Umbridge isn't a Death Eater.
Did Snape kill Moody? Who killed Moody? Because we don't know. And it could have been Umbridge, and that could have been her like trophy.
Yeah, it could have been.
Because she could have been there for sure. I feel like she could be a Death Eater. There was like 30 Death Eaters too, so they're all like rejoining.
Yeah. At this moment, we don't know if Umbridge is a Death Eater or not. We assume that she's not, and she just works in government, and she's as corrupt as anything.
I assume she is.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting assumption.
I'll find out what happens.
Yeah. Anything else in this chapter? Oh, the end. At the end of this is the line that you get. "Let's go," Harry yelled. He seized Hermione by the hand and Ron by the arm and turned on the spot. Darkness engulfed him, along with the sensation of compressing bands, but something was wrong. Hermione's hand seemed to be sliding out of his grip. He wondered whether he was going to suffocate. He could not breathe or see. The only solid things in the world were Ron's arm and Hermione's finger, which were slowly slipping away. And then he saw the door number 12 Grimmauld Place, with its serpent door knocker. But before he could draw a breath, there was a scream and a flash of purple light. Hermione's hand was suddenly vice-like upon his, and everything went dark again. Let's get into the chapter, but what has happened here? Because you know in the next chapter what's happened, but like, give me an explanation. What do you think really has happened? And do you think... So, actually, let's go to the next chapter and talk about this. The next one is the thief, but...
What was your question? I was thinking about the necklace because this is where they get the locket too.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, it's a family heirloom from the Selwyns or whatever." And so she wasn't even saying it was like a Slytherin thing.
Yeah, so she thinks it's a Selwyn thing. So she's related to the Selwyns, but she's really lying. She probably just really likes this. Maybe she thinks it's a family heirloom. Maybe she's that delusional that she kind of thinks that. But
I thought, like, she would want it if it was the Slytherin thing.
Yeah, she definitely would. Maybe she's lying about that. Maybe it's the Slytherin thing, and to detract people from having attention on it, she's saying it's a Selwyn heirloom. Could be that.
Because if it's Slytherin's locket, then it would be like more desirable for everyone.
People would probably be coming after her.
Yeah.
So she could be lying about it, but she could also just be thinking that that's the truth. She's probably making that up. She could be just a liar. And she's like, wants to seem more important. So she's giving it value, but she's not giving it enough value because it's a Slytherin heirloom, which is more important than the Selwyn family.
Yeah, I don't know if she knows what it is or not.
Yeah.
I haven't decided. And is Yaxley?
Mm-hmm.
He's a Death Eater or he's a good guy?
He's a Death Eater. We saw him in the beginning at Voldemort's like council.
Yeah.
So he was there.
Anyway, what was your question about the end of the chapter?
So the end of the chapter, they kind of found out that can't go back to Grimmauld Place. But do you think that's a legitimate thing or not? Do you think that they actually gave Yaxley access to 12 Grimmauld Place, or are they just being too paranoid about it?
Hermione said she was like on the doorstep with him and brought him there. And then she left him there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you bring them to the doorstep, they're already past all the magic.
Mm.
I don't think the Dumbledore thing coming up out of the floor is going to really like scare anybody that much.
Mm-hmm.
So I would assume that they're in there. And then he probably does go, I found one of the locations with all the magic, like I have an inn. And then, yeah, I think the Secret Keeper thing is ruined. Mm. And then I felt bad for Creature.
Right?
So like now I like Creature. And then immediately after he's, I guess, like, I don't understand why. Oh, no, Harry can't just summon him because then everybody's going to realize Creature's going to Harry. Mm-hmm. They can follow Creature. But I would like summon creature and then like disapparate immediately and then be like, follow me.
He should have done it immediately. Like they go into this like other spot. They have a little bit of time, maybe like 30 seconds before he finds them. So you summon creature immediately and then you disapparate to another spot.
Or just like keep disapparating over and over and over and just get really far.
Yep.
But elf magic is not, I don't know.
I know. Or like creature might be able to hide them. Because having creature along in this would have been great. And it was a bummer because right before they left, like he was just starting to tidy things up. Like he was becoming a really good cook, and like he was saying like, I'm gonna make you a steak and kidney pie when you come back. It was like,
poor creature.
I remember reading this for the first time, being devastated at that point. Where creature's just like alone now, after having this massive turnaround, and he's just left to like think what happened.
Yeah. And he doesn't know if they are going to destroy the locket either.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I know.
There's no closure for creature.
I know, which is sad. You think he's ever going to come up again?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope so. All right, let's do chapter 14, The Thief. Give me a summary of this one.
This is when they start their camping trip.
Yep. Camping,
the age-old memory of camping. And yeah, so Hermione kind of tells them what happened with the apparating stuff. Ron got splinched.
Mm-hmm.
She cures him a little bit, and they just kind of discuss like the plans of what to do with the Horcruxes, and then they're talking about Gregorovitch, and Harry has another like vision thing into Voldemort's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Ron is very annoying to me. Hermione's very like nitpicky and like I don't know.
They're all just on edge.
Yeah. But Harry's so laid back and doesn't feel like he's doing anything that I feel like I understand the frustration on Ron and Hermione's parts, but
there just is a lack of communication there, because even with Ron, we'll talk about this next chapter, but even when he leaves, there's like Ron just thinks that Dumbledore had given him more stuff, more information, and Harry's just as blind as they are. So they got to be frustrated over that, over not getting enough information, and they're like, we have nothing, no plan, no idea what to do now. We don't even know how to destroy this thing. We can't even find other Horcruxes. Like, what do we do now?
But that was just a misunderstanding on their part. Like Harry should just be able to be like, no, I don't know anything, actually. We have to figure it all out. And they're just like, oh, okay.
Yep.
And that's it. But I guess they had made up their mind thinking that there was kind of already a roadmap in place.
Yeah.
But there's not.
There's not.
But I feel like they're gaining good information. They're starting to solve the mysteries a little bit.
Yeah.
In this little chunk, like by the time we get to the end of the podcast.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yeah. Who is this blonde?
Yeah, who is the blonde guy? That's the thief. Yeah.
I was like, who's blonde? I don't know. I thought Lockhart's blonde.
Oh, dang. Lockhart coming back.
Maybe Dumbledore. All of the blacks, I think, have brown hair, but I was like, maybe it's one of the blacks.
Okay.
I don't know who else. Or Draco. Or like not Draco, the
like
dad.
A family member, Lucius.
Yeah, Lucius. Because I think if Draco's blonde, he might be blonde. And I think he's supposed to be like a good looking dude. So why would Malfoy take what I'm assuming is the Elder Wand? I think that's the Elder Wand, whatever he took from Gregorovitch.
So if that's the case, so this blonde dude stole the Elder Wand from Gregorovitch. So is that why Voldemort is looking for this guy who stole it?
I think he's just looking for the wand.
Okay.
And then that's just like the memory is, because that's Gregorovitch's memory is like, no, it got stolen. I don't know what happened to it. But if it comes out that Malfoy took it, like Malfoy's dead, I would think. But maybe he won't kill Malfoy, or maybe no, because if he already knew that Malfoy had it and he was like threatening to kill Draco, maybe that's why Draco had to like earn his stripes a little bit. But is that a saying? Earn your stripes? Earn your star? What is it?
I think it's earn your stripes. I don't know why that's a phrase. I don't know the origin of the phrase. It's a phrase.
Earn your stripes. I open at the close.
You're getting too deep into it right now. It'd be crazy if Draco was like the rightful owner of the Elder Wand, that it passed along into his family. And really Draco.
It didn't pass along though. Like Malfoy would be stealing it.
Yeah. He would be stealing it, but then would he pass it off to his son? Because
I guess so.
the one little qualm for this is that Voldemort takes Lucius's wand. And it doesn't work for him.
So
it actually breaks.
That's not the Elder Wand though, because that's just a normal wand.
Yeah. So either the Malfoys didn't steal it, or Lucius is hiding that away somewhere if he's the blonde kid in this.
I don't think there's any way you could hide anything as a Death Eater. I just feel like legitimacy is happening all the time.
Yeah, for sure. But
I don't know.
There could be
Maybe
very
he's
good
a good
Occlumens.
Occlumens.
Agreed, yeah. He doesn't strike me as a good Occlumens. But you never know.
I feel like in the face of Voldemort, though, no one is a good Occlumens because he's apparently like the best other than Snape. And I think Snape is a better Occlumens and Legilimens than Voldemort.
So do you think that Snape is hiding information from Voldemort now?
Sure. Yeah, probably.
Is
I still think he's doing Voldemort's bidding, though. I don't think he's like double agent.
But yeah, he's not double
I think
agent.
he just knows stuff and doesn't have to give it up.
Is Snape like biding his time to take over? Like, is he that advanced that he's like hiding stuff from Voldemort so that he can be the next heir and like take things over? Because he seems like he's unbelievable at the things that he does.
I could see him wanting to be a leader, but I don't think he would want to be like a Voldemort type leader. I don't think he'd be like a Dumbledore, but maybe somebody in between. I don't think he'd just want to like kill people and cause uprising and like
hopefully not
sheer force type of leadership. But I do think he likes power a lot. So maybe headmaster's a good thing for him.
Yeah, honestly, it could be a good little
it's the rightful
job.
position. I don't know. Snape's a weird dude.
Yeah, Snape is a weird dude. So Harry has this like feeling that, and he like hears noise. He feels like someone's watching him one night. Is there anybody who's out in the woods kind of watching him? Like, is there anybody? Because the line is, the surrounding silence was broken by odd rustling and what sounded like the cracking of twigs. Harry thought that they were caused by animals rather than people, yet he kept his wand held tight at the ready. Are there people watching him?
That's in chapter 14?
Yeah. Is there someone out there that's watching him?
I was thinking Hermione has the trace on her. That's how they knew. Because if Mr. Weasley has the trace on him because he's like a muggle lover, Hermione's a muggle born. So maybe they are watching her and that's how they found the trio right away.
So they're tracking. Okay, so the tracking is different from being the trace. The trace is like, it's only on 17 and below wizards, and it's done when you're 17. That's why like they moved Harry as soon as they could. So you can't be. He's being like tailed. Mr. Weasley is being tailed in a different way from Hermione. Could be like traced.
Private investigator type deal.
Yeah, like they're watching his family. They're keeping an eye on everything that he does. So because they think he has like a source for Harry Potter. So it's not like they're just on Google Maps like and they have like a little like air tag on him, and they're like watching him everywhere he goes.
I feel like that's possible still for Hermione to have that.
Yeah, it could be.
Because they were just at the burrow, and there could have been Death Eaters outside the burrow.
Someone might have planted something on her, or like put something in her beaded bag or something like that.
Maybe that mirror is like not good.
What's that blue eye doing in the mirror?
Is it like the Mad Eye that's blue?
Might be.
Lockhart has blue eyes.
You thought it looked like Dumbledore.
Yeah, but he was in like shock and grief at that point. So I feel like everything would be Dumbledore.
Yep.
I don't know.
Here's like a maybe more of a side question. I Yeah, this is one of the lines that we get. Nameless forebodings crept upon him as he sat there in the dark. He tried to resist them, push them away. Yet they came at him relentlessly. Neither can live while the other survives. Ron and Hermione, now talking softly behind him in the tent, could walk away if they wanted to, but he could not. And it seemed to Harry that as he sat there trying to master his own fear and exhaustion, the Horcrux against his chest was ticking away the time he had left. Stupid idea, he told himself. Don't think that. When we're talking about these three kids right now in the woods, what is each of their biggest fear?
Hermione fears losing Harry and Ron.
Okay. Yeah.
Ron fears losing his family.
Yeah.
And Harry fears failure.
That's an interesting one. I don't know what Harry fears right here.
Maybe the rustling in the woods was like an elf. Maybe it's Creature or Dobby.
They're back.
They're back again. But yeah, I don't think Harry has like any fear for his family or like his people. I think it's more of like a himself versus evil type of thing. Or like if he fails, he lets everyone down. And that's like his worst fear. But I think Hermione and Ron are both more fearful for the people around them. Because that was like happening to Ron, like right before he left. He's like, you don't know what they meant about my family. Like somebody else could be injured. And then Hermione's trying to just tell him, no, like Ginny already got hurt. George already got hurt. Bill already got hurt. But I don't know. What do you think their fears are?
I think it's probably something similar. I think Ron's fear, maybe this is going to sound weird, but is like discomfort. Like not being in his home, his happy place. He was at the school all the time. He was at home all the time. He was being taken care of. Now he's kind of on his own. He's like independent. So I think his fear is for his family because it's like, well, you know, the Weasleys are always looking out for each other and, you know, like they always have their best interest at heart. But yeah, Ron's is a weird one. I think you kind of nailed it with Hermione. I think her fear right now is losing the two of them.
Or not doing enough for them, like letting them down. Because they really need Hermione. And if Ron didn't have Hermione right now,
they would be dead.
They would be dead. They couldn't even apparate to where they got in the first place.
Yeah, I know.
They'd be dead at the Ministry.
Yeah. They would be dead very quick in this book.
The other is Xenophilius blonde. Could Xenophilius have
he could be, yeah. Do you think Xenophilius has the other wand?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
why he's got the eye situation on his necklace, because that's like the wand.
He has one piece of it, okay.
What if it's the Deathly Hallows are like that necklace, the wand? What if the sword is a Deathly Hallow?
What other shapes would be the sword other than a stick? So it's either the sword or a wand.
So the Deathly Hallows are like a triangle, a circle, and a stick thing?
It could be. You're saying that they represent each thing, so you're saying the wand is the stick. If the other two things represent something, what would they represent? An eye? You're talking about an eye or a snitch for the circle. Like what the triangle represent? The triangle represent the tip of the blade of Gryffindor?
That's a stretch. I don't know. I still have not thought of any triangle things. Maybe it's like an ancient rune.
Huh.
Maybe it's a letter. Because it's somebody... Okay, I don't know what chapter that is, but somebody drew that onto Hermione's book.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming Dumbledore did that.
Yep.
And it's on the gravestone.
Was the gravestone? What chapter was that?
16.
Oh, Godric's Hollow. That's right. Yeah.
So they're starting to have like a little scavenger hunt. But they really didn't touch on it because Harry was like, stop, I want to find my family. And then he left.
I don't know. We'll see, Lizzie. I don't know what that symbol is. I don't know anything about it. So we'll ask more questions when we get there, but we'll see. All right, let's go on to chapter 15 unless you had anything else for 14.
Let me double check. Because I do have notes. We just did 14.
Yeah.
Nope, I said it all. Gamp's laws of elemental transfiguration. Why did we start talking about that in the other book? What tangent were we on?
Because I think you were talking about how you would just make food from something. That you would just like, I don't know what it was. I don't know what the question was related to, but I remember it was like, I would just like, make food and have it go do this. And then you can't do that.
Yeah, and then you were like, this is so confusing. It really doesn't matter. And then I went home and I was on like Reddit and like every wizarding thing ever, learning about all the laws.
Yep. All right, let's go to chapter 15. Goblin's Revenge. Give me a summary of this chapter.
This, I think, is one of my favorite chapters ever.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Really good. They're still camping.
Okay.
I think... Oh no, Ron is still in the picture. But they overhear people outside and they're like, oh no, our charms holding is a Death Eaters. And they start listening in. And it's goblins, Ted Tonks, and Dean.
Yep.
Which is like so exciting.
So random.
The coolest combo of people. Yeah. I forget why Dean is there, but Ted Tonks is like on the run because he was like, we're screwed anyways. My wife's going to be fine. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, how very Lupin of you to do that. And I was like, that's so fitting for your son-in-law to also be leaving his wife and children. But they listen in. They learn a lot about the Sword of Gryffindor, which is goblin made and apparently does have special magic. So it definitely can destroy Horcruxes because Dumbledore used it to destroy the ring. And we also learned that it's a fake replica.
Yeah, hey.
That's not even in Hogwarts anymore, but the replica's in Gringotts. Mm-hmm. And now they have to go find the sword somewhere.
And then Ron leaves. Why is this your favorite chapter?
I just love that it's Tonks and Dean. Yeah. And then I just think it's like the best way of giving an information dump because it's just like gossip and they're listening in. And goblins, I feel like, haven't played a big role. So then even learning like, oh, they don't fight wizarding wars. Like they're just their own free people. Yep. They don't get involved. And then they're just joking around. Goblins seem like really cool people. Yeah. I'll vibe. They're out there living their life.
They're kind of enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just really liked it.
It's a good chapter. At the beginning of this chapter, Harry isn't able to cast Patronus. Why?
Because he's wearing the Horcrux.
Do you think there's any other component onto it? Is it that simple?
Yes, it is that simple.
Next question. What is the Horcrux actually doing to them? So if Harry is wearing this Horcrux and he can't cast Patronus, what is the thing actually doing to him?
I think the soul has an aura. Okay. That kind of envelops you. I don't know. I was really trying to not make it like the ring in my mind. I know. But it kind of is like that to me where it's like... I think it's just such a dark object that if you have it on your neck, it's going to like bring the darkness to you. So I'm like, why do we still need to be wearing it and rotating it in shifts? Like, can't we just plop it in the bag and call it a day? Yeah. But no, it must be worn. And it keeps saying like, oh, maybe it's beating, like a beating heart. Are they imagining that? Or is it like the blood? So I'm like, what if this is the final Horcrux and he like actually put his heart in there or something? Ugh. Ew, and gross. Maybe like that's the real Voldemort Horcrux and not the Voldemort that's like a body. So I don't know. I mean, I would go like find the sword right away and just kill the locket first.
But where is the sword? Where would the sword be now? So it's not in Snape's possession, obviously, which is great.
Godric's Hollow.
Okay.
The cave by the sea. I don't know. That to me is the forefront of my mind is like, get the sword, destroy the Horcrux, worry about the rest of them later. Because that was pissing me off when Ron was like, we don't know where anything else is. I'm like, you don't need to know. You already have one more step that you can take and just start doing that, and maybe that'll lead you somewhere.
Yeah, they just need leads. They just need a lead here and there, and they could just take that one step, and then they figure something out, and they can cross it off their list and go on to the next thing. They don't need a ton of things. They just need one small thing that they can keep doing, and hopefully that'll go into the next thing. And are they dumb to wear the Horcrux everywhere though?
I don't know. Like, is it endangering them?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's negatively impacting them, but I don't think it's like a actual like beacon that the Death Eaters are gonna like be drawn to.
Do you think all the other Horcruxes have some kind of aura like this around them?
No.
Just this one.
Yeah.
All right. I like your quick answers.
The snake isn't gonna have a aura. The snake is just a snake.
Okay, so the snake's a snake, but all the others are objects. I mean, the ring had some kind of aura because it blackened his hand.
You think that's what did that?
I mean, potentially.
Like he wore the ring and it just sucked the life out of his hand. I don't know, maybe. Well, why isn't there like heads falling off right now? Just severs your
Voldemort,
head right off.
He like plays with his food. There was something in the cave chapter that it said that the potion wasn't going to kill you. It's just going to maim you long enough so when Voldemort comes, he can ask you questions about what's happening. He never wanted to he wanted to draw things out and drag it out so that he can figure out how to be stronger. So if these people are wearing Horcruxes, it's not going to just instantaneously sever your head. It's going to turn you insane so that Voldemort, when he passes you, can see, oh, this person is insane for my Horcrux. Let me ask them how they got it and make sure my safety precautions are even better than what they were before.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's like the process of getting the Horcrux is what's harmful to you and will leave you in such a bad state. But then once you have the Horcrux, it's just like, it is what it is. Because then wouldn't Voldemort be negatively like impacted by it? I keep saying impacted. I don't know.
But they're wearing, are they in the process of getting this other Horcrux? As they have the Horcrux. It's in this little locket. The locket is the Horcrux.
The locket is the Horcrux, or the Horcrux is in the locket? Isn't the soul in the locket? What even is the soul? Like air?
That's a great question.
A little water balloon.
It's a great question.
The locket opens at the close. Doesn't everything open at the close?
Everything pretty much is opening at the close here.
The close. I don't know. I don't think they need to be wearing it. Like, I would put it in that bag or put it on your neck and then put it in the bag also on your neck.
I know. It would have been a little smarter. Some degrees of separation. What do you think about the whole conversation that they overheard? So they talked about the sword. They talked about Hogwarts. They talked about like Harry or Ginny and Code trying to steal the sword. Any little tidbits of information in there that you liked?
This whole section about whether Dumbledore really trusted Snape or not, that was fun.
Yep.
Hermione's like, think where he would have left it. Not at Hogwarts, said Harry. Somewhere in Hogsmeade, the Shrieking Shack. But Snape knows how to get in. Wouldn't that be a bit risky? Dumbledore trusted Snape, Harry reminded her. Not enough to tell him that he had swapped the swords, said Hermione. Yeah, you're right, said Harry, and he felt even more cheered at the thought that Dumbledore had some reservations, however faint, about Snape's trustworthiness. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And then he killed him.
I know. Didn't fully trust him.
I'm surprised all the goblins know about the sword, too. Like, to them, that's just like, duh.
Yeah.
Or maybe... This is Griphook, right? And Griphook is like, we've talked about him before. I forget where.
This is Griphook. Griphook is the first.
He's like a very important.
This isn't Griphook. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. I had my small revenge before I left, said Griphook in English.
Oh, who is?
Good man. Goblin, I should say. It's Griphook. And I love that Ginny and Neville and Luna are all stealing the sword and trying to like make the DA again. Just trust me, it's grip hook. So what you're Googling? I'm looking right at it. Unless there's multiple grip hooks. Gornuk?
Gornuk, that's what I was thinking. Sorry.
Who's Dirk? Dirk is just like a normal guy.
Yeah, Dirk's a normal dude.
Dirk's a random person.
Yeah.
Then why is Dean there again?
Because his blood status is in question.
Oh, so he just ran?
Yeah, so he's out. He couldn't really prove it. So he was like, peace.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's a motley crew, but I feel like I'd be kind of confident with that crew. It's kind of a fun crew to roll with.
Yeah, it's just in the woods.
Yeah, I know, right?
Big trip. I almost thought that Harry and Hermione might like reveal themselves and be like, look, we're right here. Because they were talking like Harry gave up or Harry's in hiding.
You kind of wish that he did. Like he pulled off like, he was like, no, I didn't hide. I'm here. I'm hunting.
Yeah, or just cast a Patronus and then Dean would be like, no way.
Yeah, right?
Because I realized that in the Ministry chapter when he was like, I can't cast my Patronus because everybody's going to know it's me because it's a stag. And I didn't even think of Patronuses as being like identifiers of who you are. But once you do it once and somebody remembers, it's like,
yeah,
it's you know who it is. Because like every time I see an otter, okay, it's Hermione. The cat is Umbridge.
So who else's Patronus do you know?
Is Dumbledore's a phoenix?
Yep.
Tonks's is a
wolf.
Werewolf.
Yep. Tonks's is Remus.
That's crazy.
Her joy
True
is
love.
Remus. I know.
What was Sirius's? I don't like. I feel
Like
like
a
I
dog.
do know more than that, but not that I remember them.
Yeah, Sirius's Patronus is essentially his animagus form. Dog resembles a bear or a German Shepherd.
What was Lupin's?
Mr.
Weasley's is a weasel.
Yeah,
Kingsley's
that's great.
is a lynx.
Lupin's is a wolf too. Lots of wolves.
What's Ron's?
A Jack Russell Terrier.
Lots of dogs.
I know. Yeah, seriously.
Canines.
Everyone's a dogger.
And then there's Umbridge.
The
What's
cat.
Snape's?
It's
like a bat.
I don't think we know. Yeah, maybe a bat. Yeah, we don't know what Snape's Patronus is. A bat.
Is it?
No, there's no confirmation.
So he never does a Patronus this entire time? Oh, because he has his own way of...
Yeah.
Or well, I guess it would still be a Patronus, though.
What?
Was it his own way of casting Patronus or his own way of dealing with Dementors?
Own way of dealing with Dementors. He would deal with them in a different... No.
Like, would he conjure the Patronus in a different way? Or was he totally forgoing a Patronus?
Oh, it was... Yeah, that's actually a great question. Maybe that's why he doesn't cast a Patronus, because he found a different way to deal with Dementors. Dementors, because maybe in his view, the only way that you can really deal with Dementors, or the way that most people deal with them, is by Patronuses. But he's like, he does occlumency, so maybe his way of doing it is shutting out the happy memories, like locking them in a vault so that they can't access them. I think we talked about it before, but maybe Snape just has no need of a Patronus. So it's not really like in there at all. But yeah, his would probably be, I feel like his would be a bat, if anything else. Or like something.
An eel.
Yeah.
Slug.
Yeah, like Slughorns would be a slug.
That would be so unhelpful.
I know.
Patronus sliding across the floor.
Yeah. There's a few characters we just don't know what their Patronus is.
James's was a stag.
Yep.
Lily's... Don't know.
Don't know.
Probably like a butterfly.
Yeah, something cute like that. Why? What do you think of Ron leaving?
I understand.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I was really mad at him, honestly. I think he's very selfish. No, I don't understand it. I'm against it.
Okay.
I'm against you, Russell. Somebody's gonna know what that's from. Do you know what that's from?
From Up?
No.
I'm against you, Russell?
Yeah. I'm against you, Russell. Then we'll see if anybody gets it. It's not like a cartoon thing. But Ron is really in his own head, and he needs to like understand that he is here for supporting Harry and not to fill his own needs and desires.
Okay, but he's gone away. How the heck is he ever going to get back to them?
He's like, nah, I don't think.
So
But I
is Ron
remember
out?
he does. Like, there's a Patronus, and then they rejoin each other. I think there's a Patronus happening somewhere.
This is
in
very
woods.
foggy.
That's such a clear memory, actually. I think there is like a Patronus, or Ron is in trouble, and then Hermione casts a Patronus, and then it like goes saves Ron or something, or Harry.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next chapter, Godric's Hollow. Unless you had anything else in this one.
Let me see.
The next chapter is one of my faves.
The Quibbler is like a trustworthy.
I know, right? Look at that.
Now. The
Love
truth.
that. Love that Zeno is pumping out some good content
I like
right
that
now.
they just call him Zeno too.
I know.
That's fun.
It's a good nickname. All right, Godric's Hollow. This is when they go to Godric's Hollow. They plan out Godric's Hollow. And they see Harry's tomb.
Harry's tomb.
Harry's tomb, his family tomb.
It's
The
crazy.
tomb of Lily and James, just sad. They see a bunch of other stuff in the graveyard. And then at the end,
It's Christmas Eve.
it's Christmas Eve. Lovely. This is one of those chapters that you're like, how the heck did they get to Christmas Eve? But they've been camping for a while. Those chapters just kind of like sped by.
That's so true because they left like right when school started.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's been like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's been closer to like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, which is crazy. Goes fast.
That is crazy.
What do you think of them going to Godric's Hollow?
I think it's about time.
I know, for real.
They took a long time getting there. Like, I didn't even think about it being that long. But really, they did take their sweet old time.
I know.
And he was mentioning it like from the get-go, like in the Weasley's house. He was like, I have to go to Godric's Hollow.
And especially because, like they have to be careful and they have to be choosy over where they go because they don't know if like, there's people there going to ambush them. But they aren't trying stuff. Like they're planning some stuff, but they're like stagnant. I'm like, if you're like that, just go do something.
And Bathilda's there.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbledore's history is there. Harry's parents' history is there. I feel like there's so much to gain.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go on your little personal side quest of like, say hi to your parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Pay your respects. And there's a whole statue thing dedicated to them. That was kind of fun.
I know. It was great. When they went there, Harry was able to see like even like the graffiti on the little fence post that they saw. There's a lot of cute stuff that happened there.
I don't have many notes about this chapter actually. But this was when I was finishing up. They read some stuff from Bathilda.
Yep.
And it's just like more history.
So Hermione comes across that rune too. She sees, and
that triangle thing.
Yeah, Harry says he looks closer. Isn't it the same symbol Luna's dad is wearing around his neck? That's what I thought too. That's Grindelwald's mark. But you said that there's deeper meaning. Yet you think Xenophilus is one of those people that's like, oh no, Grindelwald has it wrong. It's like something greater beyond this.
Yeah. So
like that
what?
theory. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying that's an interesting theory.
What do you think it is?
Next question.
No. Give me another option.
Lizzie, when we start talking about Lord of the Rings, I will be able to theorize with you all day long about this stuff. I can't do that now because I already know the end of the story.
All right. Would you walk around wearing this necklace?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes and no.
Explain yourself.
There is a lot of good and a lot of bad in this. And I'll leave it at that.
Not good enough. That's the same thing as yes and no.
Yeah, exactly.
So if there's a lot of good and a lot of bad, then maybe my theory about xenophilia is seeing like the good.
Or it's just Grindelwald's mark, and a lot of good and a lot of bad came from Grindelwald.
But you're not okay with that? You just need somebody to be all good to wear their symbol?
No, it's just a lot more complicated. There's certain symbols in the human world that are mixed. Like, I'm not going to go around wearing like a Nazi symbol. That's just obviously bad. But there's other symbols that are like, they have good things attached to them and they have bad things attached to them.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave it at that because we'll see as we go on.
Okay.
A lot of people have this tattooed on them. I think they sometimes get it because of different things that they think it means. I think it'd be cool to be I'll give you this. I think it'd be cool to be a seeker of this.
A seeker of it? A seeker of the snitch. The Deathly Hallows.
We'll see.
A seeker of glory.
Maybe.
Perfection. And maybe that's why Grindelwald is like a bad guy, because he was trying to like wipe out people.
Yeah.
But he has his own like skewed view of perfection. Would you ever get it tattooed on you?
No.
Do you frown upon the people
No,
that do have it?
of course
tattooed?
not.
Okay.
You can get whatever tattoos you want to
lose
get.
like half your followers. if you say that.
No. It's definitely like it is the most popular tattoo that people get. I think that it's just a little bit more complicated than just getting a flat out tattoo on your body or something like this. I think there's like some more interesting things that you got to think of when you get that. But it's definitely the most popular tattoo that people get in Harry Potter.
And you associate it strongly with Grindelwald?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what the book's saying.
But you don't associate it with Grindelwald?
I'm saying that's what the book's saying.
Just say what you want to say.
Say what you mean to say.
Say what you want to say.
There's a lot of say what you want to say songs.
It really is.
On the headstone of Ariana Dumbledore's grave is where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Is that a clue that Dumbledore is giving them? That he gave
Did
them
Dumbledore
that
write
early?
the gravestone?
Who else would have written the gravestone?
Whose gravestone is this? Bathilda?
No, it's Bathilda's alive, dude.
That's what I thought.
This is their daughter, Ariana.
Oh, yeah. So his sister's grave.
Yeah.
Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.
Because if you think about it, her dad's been in jail. Probably dead in jail. Her two brothers, her mom was dead before that. Her two brothers are at the funeral. There's probably not a ton of other people at the funeral. I'm sure one of the brothers was the one that picked that as the inscription on the headstone. If it's Dumbledore, is he trying to hide some meaning in that for way down the line?
Yeah, I could see that happening.
All right.
So if her heart is in the ground right now, maybe the treasure's in the ground.
Huh.
Buried treasure. What kind of treasure would Dumbledore have? I think Dumbledore treasures the children of Hogwarts. And that's why his heart's in it. And that's why he was drinking the potion. I feel like he was seeing all the Hogwarts students and he was like, don't do anything to them. Because that's his heart.
Okay, I like that. On the other gravestone, on the Peveril gravestone, it has another one that says that the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. And this is the gravestone. Oh no, sorry. This is on Lily Potter's. The last there's the little symbol on the other gravestone, but on Lily Potter's gravestone it says the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. What does this mean for the story?
The last enemy to be destroyed will be death. One cannot survive while the other survives. I feel like if you kill Voldemort, you're not killing death, though. It's like Voldemort is almost taking that the last enemy is defeated be death. I said that wrong. But he's like taking that and he's doing the Horcruxes to get around that. And it's like, psych, I actually can defeat it. Like, I win over death.
Yep.
Because he's eternal now. But I don't know. I remember there's like Dumbledore and Harry are in this like white thing together.
Huh.
And I guess they defeat death or something.
Because Harry
Lily
thinks
defeat death.
They have
Why
a
is it
conversation
on
here, and
Lily's?
Harry's like, "Isn't that a Death Eater idea?" And Hermione shoots it down, saying, "Oh no, it's like accepting death."
I don't think it's
I don't
like
think it
that.
is. Yeah, I think it's different.
I think she's wrong.
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
I don't know, but
would you get this on your gravestone?
Yeah, I would definitely.
What quote would you put on your gravestone right now if you died?
Honestly, I would potentially do the last enemy that shall be destroyed as death.
Mm,
I think that's a cool freaking one.
that is cool. Would you like a tree planted as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn my dead body into a tree. Absolutely.
Nice.
I think that's actually a really like cool sentiment. I feel like everyone should do that.
Would you like a wand buried with you?
Yes.
Or you could go like Boromir over the waterfall.
Oh, that would be the best. Just put me over a waterfall with my sword with Andoril, and I'm gonna be just sitting there. Or How to
that would
Train
be
Your
great
Dragon.
for you because then you'd be like in the woods again.
Yes.
It's like your favorite.
Yes, that'd be great. Have you
You'd
seen
be-
How to Train Your
You'd be
Dragon?
resting in peace, like so peaceful.
There's a lot of good like burial scenes in movies. They're really moving too. The How to Train Your Dragon one makes me weep every time in the second movie. Have you seen that?
Is that when they like? Do they burn them
Yeah,
on the ship?
they burn the dad on the ship and they send the
Yeah.
arrows and they play the music and it's like
Very
that'd be
cool.
kind of a cool way to do.
Like that's all real though. Like there's so many cultures that have cool burials.
Yeah, seriously.
I love learning about that. Like in archaeology.
Yeah,
And people would like be in certain positions or they would like face the rising sun.
yeah, right.
It's like really fun.
It is cool. What would you want on your gravestone if you had to get anything?
I don't know. It's just my name.
Would you want Elizabeth or Lizzie?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
The full thing. Full name.
Elizabeth to some, Lizzie to most.
Maybe like a little flower
Ooh,
carved into my gravestone.
I like that.
I was just talking about this with my friend actually the other day. We were hiking and we were talking about graveyards because she likes graveyards and will just like go and sit down
Yeah.
and just like chill out. But we were talking about like the different things that people do when they get buried, and we were just like the people that have the benches as gravestones were like they know what's up.
Yeah, they
because
know
they're
what's
just
up.
like welcoming you to like hang out
Just
with
come,
them again.
chill with my dead body.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
agreed.
wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I would do that, but
I actually don't. Graveyards are kind of cool for me. I would love to redesign graveyards. I would love to do like a tree thing. Like give me a graveyard where there's more space. Like give me like a few acres of land. This would be hard to do because, and let me make that into a forest, like a purposeful forest. So you completely level the thing. The thing is all just overgrown grass. And then when someone dies, you put them in the ground, and they have like a large sphere of like area where you can't bury someone, maybe like 30, 40 feet. You can't bury someone within that range. You plant a tree there, and then that tree just naturally goes. And so like if you're in this area with this graveyard, I don't know if I would do this or not, but if like you plant like an oak, like the person gets to choose whatever tree they want to plant, or I don't know. I don't know if that's good with, I don't know if trees can grow together like that. They might need certain ones, non-native trees or whatever. But I don't know if you would do something where if those seeds of that tree, you'd like cut down everything else except for that, only that tree. Or it might be cool too to like, if an oak tree like produces its acorns and it starts like sprouting up new oak trees, it's like that person's legacy is living even longer. And it's like these people are, I feel like a cool walkable graveyard.
Yeah.
Not like kind of maintained, but not crazy maintained would be kind of cool.
My dying wish is that I don't get buried and I just get eaten by animals and the
I thought
birds.
you were going to say cremated.
No, I don't want to be cremated. I don't want to be buried. And that's possible. You have to just get like permission to get plopped on somebody's private land.
Wow.
So that I've like talked to my mom. I'm like, I'm so serious. Like, don't bury me if I die like soon. Just
You want to be eaten?
yeah.
By
I have
what?
like a poem that I wrote, and I was like, I said something like, I need one vulture at my funeral or something, and it's like just like all of the encompassing, like they see me, I get eaten, and then like flowers grow where I die. But there's a cool book called Life Everlasting, and it starts out with a guy requesting to be just laid out on his friend's property, and then it just goes into the life cycle of death for like so many different species of animals. It's really I don't know if you'd like it. It's kind of like
a little hippie.
No, it's just like sciencey and not like super enjoyable, but it's a good book if you want to read about like beetles and such. But yeah, if I can just get plopped on somebody's land and just like eaten by the birds, oh, that'd be so good.
Wow.
Because like I think like it's very disruptive to the environment to be buried. Like our graveyards are not good.
Yeah.
Cremation is people argue it's more ecologically beneficial. People argue it's not. I don't know.
It's cheaper, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, no cost. I'm a no cost death.
That's legitimately a brilliant idea.
My friend said her whole family is like in Europe and they're stacked up on top of each other.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you have to pay rent for this thing. And like somebody missed a payment. So they're like evicting my grandma from her grave. And I was like, are you going to like ship her over here and like bury her here? She's like, I don't know what we're going to do. But she's like literally getting evicted from her like grave. She's like, our whole family's there. But like nobody
just
wants to.
Throw them on some land somewhere.
Let
the birds eat the rest of their
That's
remains.
crazy to me though.
That is
like,
wild.
you got to pay rent post-death.
Yeah, legitimately. That's wild.
Be a body. Anyway.
That's crazy. I'm curious, like, what other cultures would do if, like, there's new ways that are going to be invented. Just, like, throw a body on, like, a pool of maggots or something like that. That would be gross. That would smell so bad.
Ew.
You've probably never seen this movie, but there's a movie called Secondhand Lions that I used to grow up watching, and it was a great movie. Like, actually, a phenomenal movie. And there's a line in that when someone dies, and they leave, like, a note. And... the movie is about this one kid that grows up with his two uncles, and his uncles are like daredevils and adventurous, and they don't like him at first, and they come to love him, and they are rich, and they start getting a ton of stuff shipped to the house because they start using their money, and eventually they get two lions on the property because they want to hunt these lions, and the lions are like, they become just chill lions, and they like hang out, but the lions die, and when this other guy dies, he writes this note, and me and my mom used to quote it, like it was like a family quote. We'd quote it all the time to each other when we were like joking about death or something like that. The guy in his final note, he goes, just plant me in the dumb garden with the stupid lions. And so we would always say that to each other. We're like, if I die, we're just like, yeah, just plant me in the stupid garden with the dumb lions.
That's so fun.
I don't know why we always said that, but it was kind of cute.
I like that.
Yeah. This is the last thing that I want to mention. This is why this is one of my favorite chapters, because of this single line, or this single paragraph. I think it is one of the saddest things that she's ever written. Yeah. It says, but they were not living, thought Harry. They were gone. The empty words could not disguise the fact that his parents' moldering remains lay beneath snow and stone, indifferent, unknowing. And tears came before he could stop them, boiling hot, then instantly freezing on his face. And what was the point in wiping them off or pretending? He let them fall. His lips pressed harder together. Looking down at the thick snow hiding from his eyes, the place where the last of Lily and James lay. Bones now, surely, or dust. Not knowing or caring that their living sons stood so near. His heart still beating, alive because of their sacrifice, and close to wishing at this moment that he was sleeping under the snow with them. It's so freaking good.
I literally could cry.
It's one of the best lines that she's ever written.
So sad, actually.
It is Harry. What he's experiencing in this moment is
oh my gosh,
so unbelievably difficultly sad. And I think that's one of the best things that she's ever written. That and I think the Mirror of Erised chapter is one of the best. But this one is like just Harry. You just feel so sad for him. Just sitting there by his parents' grave, wishing he was there with them.
And then he just ups and leaves.
Yeah, then he just ups and leaves.
I don't think they're coming back.
Doesn't sound like it. Harry saw it once. Well,
Anyway.
Thanks for joining us on our journey of Harry Potter and the First Time Readers. End on a sad note.
Bye.
Bye.